Okay, now it is time to do some grouting. So we've got the Pro Grout in front of us and enough water to knock up the whole bag. So roughly around 900 millilitres of water we are going to add into this bucket throughout the mix. So we started off with a few hundred in there already. So we're just going to open this up. Start adding it in. Now let's see how that works. Okay, immediately I can see that I'm going to have to add some more of the Pro Grout in there because it's still too wet. It's kind of hard to tell when you first mix it up how much you put in, how much you don't need to. So throw a little bit more of that in there and give it a nice spin. Turn the speed down a little bit. Okay, so that looks pretty good, but what we're going to do now is we're just going to leave that for a couple of minutes, all right, because we don't want to apply that straight onto our tiles now because there's colour crystals within this grout. We're using a silver grey at the moment, but there's different colour particles in different grouts. You don't want to apply that on straight away because you will see the streaks of those colours in between your tile gaps when you come to apply. 1 to 20 mil gaps. Let's give it a go. Okay, so we've left the grout for a couple of minutes. Please do not forget how important this stage is to leave the grout and then remix it again. So I've just cleaned around the edges, just removing that excess dust, which you sometimes do get. Now I'm just going to stand up, give it one last spin before we start applying it. Just taking out any of those potential colour crystals which could affect our grout lines. Okay, so we're ready to go. Okay, so yesterday we stuck these tiles down and we've left them overnight, so they're all nice and solid, ready to go. I'm going to take out my spacers because now we are going to just start grouting. So we knocked up a batch of grout a lot long ago. You've got about 30 to 40 minutes to apply this grout before it starts going off for you. And you want to kind of leave it with a nice sort of toothpaste-like consistency, so not too wet, not too hard, just so you can move it around and get it into all of those gaps so they're completely full. So what we're going to do, start applying it into the gaps like this. Going to remove it off, same again, working your way across all of these gaps. Now, do remember, again, that you can clean off all of the excess with a sponge, so I'm just going to make sure everything's in there now. And then on a nice 45-degree angle, I'm just going to start cleaning off these tiles. Okay, my grout lines are now full. Obviously, if you're doing a bigger space, you're going to be doing this process for a lot longer. This is just an example of how the product works and the consistency of it and stuff like that. So now we've done that, we're going to start cleaning off the tiles because obviously if we leave this grout on here, it's going to be an absolute mess and I don't think the client would like it very much. Same again with the cleaning, coming on a 45-degree angle. You're not coming straight down those lines, otherwise what that's going to do is going to take out ruin all your hard work and take out all the grout that you've just put in. And that's the last thing that we want to do. If you notice, I'm switching places, but I'm still using that 45-degree rule. Okay, it's starting to get a little bit messy now, so I can clean it up again. So you're probably going to want to do this about 3 or 4 times during the cleaning process, and that can take quite a long time if you're cleaning up 20, 30 square meters of tiles, but fail to prepare to fail. It's all about that finished product at the end. Nice clean. Sticking to the 45-degree wall again. If you notice, every time I go over it, the tiles are looking better and better.
You know, you don't want your sponge to be too wet as well, is a nice point to add. If your sponge is too wet, it will start bubbling down those grout lines and you'll be taking too much grout out, and that is the last thing you want to do. So, whoops. We'll let that dry a little bit and then give it a couple more cleans and it should be lovely jubbly. Okay, so we've let the grout go off. I don't know if you can see from the camera, it's got that sort of smear just glazing over these 4 tiles that we laid. So now it's the final sponge, the most important one, because this is going to be the one when the clients walk in the rooms and go, hold on a minute, that grout doesn't look too good. So you have to remove it off of the tile. So same process again. It's going to be wiping it on that 45-degree angle. Now we can put a little bit more pressure on. If you notice, there's no mess on the sponge, so I'm confident now that the majority of that grout is now off of my tiles. And I know for sure that I'm going to leave them with a nice finished job. All right, so we're going to keep going on that 45, bit pressure, going all the way over the tiles. Now that's pretty much done. We are going to leave this for 12 hours before we do anything else, so it all can go completely off. We can come back tomorrow, get our silicone guns out and go to work.